Your real self is already meditating right now in this moment. And it's completely at peace. And the one that tries to find out how to properly meditate is what is happening in the meditation, so you are aware of that. There was a time when I tried to find out how to meditate, so I was looking for some solutions in the internet. There was a video of a guy in an interview. He had like an orange robe. It's like a Buddhist. And he said, the reason why you cannot meditate is because you're not disciplined enough. And he even said that Usain Bolt would be able to properly meditate because he's a disciplined man. And I was like, I don't want to meditate to be even more disciplined. I want to, release the tension. That's why I wanted to find out how to meditate. So this couldn't be the answer. He was like a Sri Sri Swami something. But then I continued to seek until I found my real self, which is not a real thing. It's not an object. So I wanted to make a video just to tell you that your real self is already meditating right now. And you can find it out by closing your eyes and just think of a thought like I am. And when you think the thought I am, when the thought disappears, there's silence left. And somehow the ego just has to accept that the real self of who you are is that silence, and everything that appears in it is the not you. But that silence is already the meditation. That's it. And that's why there's no way to it. You cannot attain some state in meditation to become something that you're not already right now. Like you cannot meditate. It's not a way for you in which you're going to kill the ego in the future. You cannot kill the ego someone in the future after a lot of effort. It's already dead right now because you are the pure witness that is aware of a mirage. So you cannot kill a mirage. The mirage is the ego. You cannot kill that thing. It's a mirage. And you are the silent observer even right now. So there's like an energy in the body and thoughts in the brain. They pretend to be a person, a self-image. But that's just an energy. And it's not you. You're aware of it. So that seeking energy pretends to be a person that wants to attain enlightenment or awakening or samadhi or a deep state of meditation or something. But that person, that energy disappears. And when it disappears, the only thing that's left is what it was seeking. So the person, the seeking energy is looking for something that can only arise as soon as the seeking person disappears. And the seeking person cannot meditate. But the real you can only become aware of the meditator, and that's real meditation. So it has nothing to do with discipline or something like that. Because discipline, effort is an energy, and the real you is aware of that energy. And when you as the witness become aware of that energy, it disappears. And even if it doesn't disappear because there's a thought that says, but it doesn't disappear, it hasn't disappeared yet, you're also aware of that thought. That's total destruction, or your ego just evaporates because you realize I was never a person. Like, my whole past has nothing to do with what I am. So meditation is not a practice. The one that wants to do a practice is the false self. And you're aware of the one that wants to do a practice. But you don't have to be stressed out about how to meditate. I haven't figured it out. Who am I really? The one that's seeking is who you are aware of. So the consciousness, in actuality, there's no name for it. But some people call it consciousness. So you're the consciousness, always. And consciousness is always meditating. And consciousness is sometimes referred to as God. So when you think that you're a person, consciousness is identified with its own creation. But it is pretty simple, and it happens in 1 second. It can happen in 1 second that consciousness is becoming aware of its creation, so it's no longer identified with it. But what will happen is, not always, but what can happen is that the ego will flip out. It will create ugly, terrifying images, so that the ego itself can ask itself, what is wrong with me? So it terrifies itself just to maintain an identity. I had a comment from someone. This person said that she or he, I don't know, had those images, those scary, terrific images in her mind. But also when there are terrifying images in the mind, and the ego, which is the one that creates those images, itself is scared of those images just to maintain identity, you're still the witness, and the witness doesn't care. And then the ego starts to think, okay, I got it now. But now I have to find out how to stay as the witness. That's also a trap of the ego, because you don't have to stay as the witness. You can't help but to stay as the witness. Because you are the witness. It's really, when the ego realizes, wait a minute, life is so easy, I don't have to do anything. Because the witness is already at peace and perfect, and it doesn't have to do any effort. That's when the ego starts to die, because it wants to be in a state of effort. It wants to have depression. It wants to have problems, because it needs problems to maintain its existence. So when you are allowing yourself to be in a state of boredom, find something that is boring. Be in that boredom and just feel the boredom and witness that you are the witness of the boredom. So the witness itself is aware of boredom. And when boredom disappears, peace remains. It's like, I am finally able to just sit here and be totally content without having to seek for pleasure. It's already fine the way it is right now. I don't have to do anything about it. Because as soon as there is a person, a thought coming up that says, let's do this, let's do that, I have to do this, it's just the sensation is witnessed by who I am. And then it just disappears. And my real self is still here, eternally. So every single moment is a meditation. When you're going on a walk, perhaps, and when you're walking, you're thinking, or thinking happens. Sometimes there's just thinking. Most of the time there's just thinking and total identification with the thinker. But you can become aware of thinking. And that's totally different, because that's when the significance of thinking stops. It's like, wait, it's not that interesting. Because when you're identified with thinking, it feels like such a great movie. You're looking at a movie, you're listening to something that's so interesting when you're thinking, like philosophizing in your head. It's like, wow, I'm figuring out life. But when you become aware that what is just thinking, then it stops. It's like, but there's peace, and that's actually your real self. Yes. So if you want to, you can just sit down and I don't know in what position you're in right now in life. Maybe you think that you're a seeker. Maybe you think that you're someone who wants to finally meditate, wants to find out how to meditate properly. Maybe you think you're someone that is trying to attain enlightenment. Whatever. Sit down and be aware of this personality. Feel the one that says, I want to know how to meditate. Witness the one that says, I want to wake up. Because the one that is aware of the one that says, I want to wake up, is already awake. That one is already enlightened. It was never in the shadow, really. The ego, the mask. The persona means mask. The mask is the shadow. But the one that is wearing the mask is already the light. So, you cannot do anything to wake up. You're already awake. You just have to recognize that you are not the mask. You're not the seeker. You're not the one that tries to meditate properly. And I think that's it. So if you like this video, like it, subscribe, leave a comment, and have a great day.